What's up guys, CalebBake01 back again with another random horror review today. And I'm actually not sure what episode we're up to for the random horror reviews, but this will be episode 3 for my Rue Morgue 200 alternative horror movie challenge. If you've been following along with my channel, you know that I'm playing catch up with that at the moment. Moodz and JP are up to episode 4. Once I finish this one, I will be one review behind, so I'm slowly catching up. But for today's review, we have the film Vampyres from the year 1974. Yeah, 1974. I guess it also goes by Daughters of Dracula, which I didn't know, but I guess it does, it says it here. This was an interesting one for me. This was a first time watch, which I said in my last video. I don't normally do first time watches as my reviews, because I feel like you can give the best reviews for movies that you've seen more than once, because you can revisit them and, have a second opinion on them and, just sort of assess the film more. So I normally like to do reviews on films that I've at least seen twice, but this was a first time watch for me. I'd never seen it before. Obviously, as I said, I'm following the challenge, so whatever film comes up next, I'm trying to watch. This was actually a good one because I have a pile of movies that I call my need to watch pile. This was in there, so killing two birds with one stone. But we'll get into this film now, the plot. So basically, we have these two, I guess, lesbian lovers. And by the way, if you couldn't tell, they're also vampires. I know, shocking. At the start of the movie, they're killed, and I'm not sure how much time goes past, but I'm guessing that's to show, that they're undead, because I guess some time goes by and they're alive and they're walking through the woods, and you quickly just sort of pick up that how they're, feeding is they're pretending to be hitchhikers. These lone men that are driving down the road obviously see these attractive ladies on the side of the road, pick them up. The ladies talk them into coming back to their castle, and from there they feast. That's basically the plot. We have this one guy who is picked up by one of the two vampire lovers, I guess, and in a way, he's sort of our main character because we follow him, and he's not, most of the guys that they bring back to the castle are killed off in the night, but he's sort of being slowly feasted on, as in he's got a cut on his arm, and each night, instead of just going all out on the body, they're slowly feeding off him. So I guess he's our sort of main character, and he's coming back to the castle every night. We also have a subplot with this couple who are camping in a caravan nearby the castle, and they sort of see these two ladies wandering around the castle, and they see the men coming in and not so much out of the castle. And out of the couple, the husband or boyfriend doesn't seem to really care, but the girlfriend is definitely suspicious of it, so she starts to poke her nose around in what's going on. I guess, that's the subplot, and I guess that's really the whole plot for the movie. So when this movie opened, literally the first scene we have is this lesbian makeout scene, and it's pretty full on. If I'm being honest, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Am I gonna sit through an hour and a half of just this 70s themed vampire, adult film? I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? That was literally the opening scene, and from there out, there was a lot of sex scenes in this movie. Just whether it was lesbian, there was also just straight sex scenes as well. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say on YouTube, honestly. It was it was pretty crazy. It was pretty full on, as I said. A lot of it. Awkward kissing, and they all went for an awkward amount of time. I'm like, okay, this needs to wrap up. Also, especially during the first half of the movie, there was a lot of just walking around. There was even, as I said, our main character, this like posh English guy. I didn't catch his name in the movie. You know, there's even a part at the start of the movie where he goes something along the lines of, "Oh, I'm just awfully bored. There's a lot of walking around." And words right out of my mouth, because the first half of this movie there was just a lot of walking around. You know, the two vampire lovers, the two ladies walking around the roads, you know, trying to get picked up. You know, as I said, they're pretending to be hitchhikers, and then once they get them back to the castle, there's just a lot of walking through the castle. I'm like, fucking hell, let's actually get to something. There was just a lot of sex scenes and walking around during the first half of this movie. One of the problems that I sort of had with this movie was with as I said, I don't know if he's really our lead or not, but our main character, because his first night there, he has a physical interaction with one of the vampire ladies, and he stays the night. He wakes up and sees that there's a cut on his arm, and he's feeling a bit woozy, no one's there, and he knows something's up. But for the rest of the movie, he just keeps coming back to the castle. I know some guys can get whipped over girls, but he knows something is fucking not right here. He knows something's completely wrong. But every fucking night, he just keeps coming back to the castle, and the same thing happens in the morning. He wakes up, he knows something's gone wrong in the night, but again, he just keeps returning. I guess it's just to keep the plot going forward. I guess that's another point that was a bit annoying about this movie. I felt like it was very repetitive. The vampire girls go out, pick up a hitchhiker, bring them back, you know, because there's two girls. One of the guys gets fucking completely eaten and, you know, gone, and then our main is just getting feasted on, and it just kept repeating over and over and over. And then, as I said, there's this subplot with the two in the camper, and you feel like that's going to become full circle in the end. But by the end of the movie, I almost felt like that subplot was pointless, because nothing really comes of it. As I said, the girlfriend is very suspicious, and she starts to stick her nose in places where they're not meant to go. She gets a bit nosy, and by the end of the movie, you're like, okay, maybe she could be the hero and takes this whole thing down. But no, that subplot sort of goes nowhere, so once again, a bit pointless, and it's disappointing because, as I said, like, majority of the movie is very repetitive. It's just sex scenes, walking, guys getting abducted, and then just, let's do it all again. And yeah, it's just disappointing that subplot, you know, I thought was going to impact the movie a lot more, and just really didn't. But with all that being said, this actually wasn't the worst thing ever. It wasn't actually too bad. You know, I actually liked the whole keeping this one guy around to feast off him. Like, I thought that was an interesting approach, because I thought with the way that the movie started, it was just going to be picking up guys, killing them, picking up guys, killing them. I did like how they were sort of like just farming this guy for his blood, even though as I said, I think it's stupid that he didn't just fucking leave, because he knows something was weird and going on. But I did sort of like that approach to it. There was some pretty cool stuff. The movie was shot alright. The acting, I mean, for the time, it's passable. It wasn't too bad. You know, no one's going to win any fucking Oscars for this, but, you know, it was fine. Yeah, from everything that I sort of said in this review and how I opened, this movie actually wasn't too bad. It was just very average, and there was a lot of slow points. I guess I'll get to my rating now for this movie. So, as I said, Vampyres from 1974, first time watch. Yeah, just my biggest problems were that it was pretty repetitive, and yeah, I guess just not a lot of substance. There was some just, as I said, stupid decisions, and yeah, there's only so many times I can watch people walk through the woods, go into a castle, and yeah, as I said, just overly repetitive. But I'm going to give Vampyres from 1974 a 5 out of 10, just right in the middle. I just think it's a quite average film. Nothing overly wrong with it. I wouldn't have a problem with watching it again, but it's not going to be one that I'm going to jump back and revisit anytime in the near future. So we'll leave it there. But as I said, I'm working on catching up on this Rue Morgue challenge. If you don't know what it is, go back and watch my last two reviews, being The Loved Ones and Psycho 2. Or you can check out Moodz and JP's channel. Again, I will link them in the description below. But thank you guys for following along. I've done a lot of random horror reviews in a row now. I'm going to try and have some other content coming your way too, guys, so just hold on for that. But thank you again for joining me, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon.